About a mile out in that direction, the place was called the Huntington Avenue Baseball Grounds. Now back then, weren't even called the Red Sox, called the Boston Americans. Not a lot of creativity as far as naming teams back then. Boston for our city, Americans because we were one of the charter members of the newly formed American League. Now, depending on what paper you read back then, we had a lot of different nicknames. Some of the more popular ones were the Pilgrims, the Puritans, the Speeders. If you went looking for that stadium today, you're not going to find a baseball park. What you're going to find is a local college campus here in New England, Northeastern University. Right in the middle of Northeastern, there's a street called World Series Way. Reason being, at that old stadium in 1903, Boston Americans played the Pittsburgh Pirates' very first World Series. Best of 9 series at that old ballpark. Anybody want to take a guess who won that? Boston, right, of course. If it was Pittsburgh, really not going to bother telling you guys about it. Only thing left over there is a statue of the guy who pitched for us in 3 of the 8 games in that first World Series. Went 2-1 with an ERA of under 1.6. Greatest pitcher of all time, Cy Young. Standing right on the pitcher's mound, staring in at home plate. Now, we don't move over here to Fenway to break ground in 1911. Reason being, our owner at the time, a guy named John Taylor, tired of leasing that old ballpark. Also, that stadium only sat about 10,000 people who'd already outgrown. So we asked his dad if he had any land for him. Dad gave him this parcel of land in the Fenway district of Boston. The only problem, his dad said, was that it was bordered by 5 streets. Kind of limited the amount of expansion we could do. 5 streets that bordered us in 1911, and 5 streets that border us right now. So we kind of get shoehorned into an existing city neighborhood, wind up with some kind of strange dimensions compared to a lot of other parks you guys might go to throughout the year. Now, you guys all know what that right field foul pole is called? I know I got a bunch of Sox fans. Pesky pole, right, for Johnny Pesky. Great shortstop here in Boston, not exactly known for his power. Hit 17 home runs his entire career, 7 of them wrapped right around or hit off of that foul pole. That is the shortest home run in all of Major League Baseball. 302 feet down that right field line. At the same time, out in center field, just to the right of that open garage door, behind all those screens and cement blocks, says 420. That's tied to the longest home run in the American League with Comerica Park out in Detroit. And then down our left field line to the Green Monster, used to say 315 feet. Supposedly it's really about 304. We split the difference, called it 310. Another one of those things you're not going to get at a newer ballpark. 3rd shortest home run in all of Major League Baseball. Now, we break ground September 1911. The entire park completed, ready for occupancy by April of 1912. Built for about $600,000. Now, that first game here at Fenway in April of 1912, April 20th, thought we were going to get a lot of newspaper headlines. You get pushed to about the 4th or 5th page of the paper that day. News of something much larger just arriving here in Boston. The Titanic is sank 5 days earlier. This gives you an idea how long we've been here. Now that first game, basically we played a team from New York City. Now they were called the New York Highlanders. Don't expect you guys to know anything about the Highlanders, but I do expect you to hate them. Every ounce of your being, alright? Now not only did we beat those Highlanders 7-6 in 11 innings that first game here at Fenway, they're so ashamed and embarrassed by this loss. By the following year, they've gone crawling back to New York City, changed their name to one you're all more familiar with, the New York Yankees. So if you remember nothing from our time together this afternoon, you got to remember that the Red Sox have been beating the Yankees on this field since day 1. You want to know about those in-between years or 2 years ago? Not really the tour for you. I like to focus on the good years like 1912 when we christened our ballpark with our 2nd World Series victory. 1914, go down to Baltimore, Maryland, found a great left-handed pitcher down there. One of the greatest pitchers in team history. Anybody know who it was?
Babe.
Yes, George Herman Root. Now you guys probably all know him better as Babe, probably know him better as a great hitter here in Boston.